In a small, quiet town lived a man named Daniel. Every morning, people saw him walking through the dusty streets with a small bag of tools hanging on his shoulder. Some people laughed when they saw him, some ignored him, others whispered behind his back. But no one really knew his story. Daniel was not always like this. Years ago, he had a stable job in the city. He dressed neatly every day, earned a good salary, and dreamed of building a better future for himself and his family. Life seemed to be moving in the right direction. Then one unexpected day, everything changed. The company closed. Just like that, his job was gone. At first, Daniel believed he would quickly find another job. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. Every interview ended with the same words, "We will call you." But the call never came. His savings slowly disappeared. Bills piled up. Friends who once called him every day suddenly became too busy. Even some relatives began to avoid him. Every night, Daniel sat alone in his small room staring at the ceiling, asking himself the same painful question: what will happen to my life now? There were days he felt completely defeated. Days he thought about giving up on everything. But one night, while sitting in silence, he remembered something his father once told him when he was a boy. Life will test you, it will push you down, but a real man stands up again no matter how many times he falls. That night, Daniel made a decision. Instead of waiting for another job, he would start with what he already knew. Daniel had always been good with electronics. Years earlier, he learned how to repair phones and small gadgets. It was just a skill he never thought he would need. The next morning, he packed his small bag with tools and walked out. His first customer was a neighbor with a broken phone screen. Daniel fixed it carefully. The neighbor paid him a small amount of money. It wasn't much, but it was a start. Day after day, Daniel walked from street to street offering to repair phones. Some people trusted him, many people did not. Some even laughed and said, "Is this what your life has become?" Those words hurt him deeply, but he kept moving. He kept fixing. He kept believing. Weeks passed, months passed. Slowly, something began to change. One satisfied customer told another, then another. Soon people from different neighborhoods began looking for Daniel the phone fixer. The small bag of tools turned into a small table by the roadside. The small table turned into a tiny shop. The tiny shop slowly became a busy repair center. 1 year later, the same people who once laughed at him were now standing in line waiting for him to fix their phones. But Daniel never forgot those difficult days. Whenever he saw someone struggling, he would help them. Sometimes he even repaired phones for free for people who could not afford it. One afternoon, a young man walked into Daniel's shop looking discouraged. He said, "Sir, I lost my job. I feel like my life is over." Daniel smiled gently. He looked at the young man and said, "Listen carefully. Life will knock you down many times. That part is certain, but giving up, that part is your choice." The young man left that day with hope in his heart. And from that moment on, Daniel's story spread across the town, not just as a man who repaired phones, but as a man who refused to give up.